In this lesson, we're going to be going through how we can use the query language to specify specific data that's contained within the spreadsheet, and how we can introduce that into our Google Spreadsheet application where we're requesting the data from the sheet and outputting it as JSON. And right now we've got a request where we're doing a select. So we're selecting columns A and E where we've got contains the value of A with a limit of 3. And I know that's a little bit difficult to read. So that's where we're employing the encode URI component. And then this is the actual query as it's worded within the query language where we're making the selection. So if we want to select back more columns, we could add those in. And I'm going to just update the output because right now then we're going to get 4 columns back, save it. And now when we return back the sheet data, and I do need to save that as well. Now we're getting back A, B, C, and E, where the column E contains the letter A. So it's coming from over here. So I'm going to be going through some of examples of how you can use the query language to get specific results from your spreadsheet and query your spreadsheet and then output the spreadsheet data into your web page. We're going to take what we learned in the previous lesson and then we're going to create some custom queries on the sheet data. So there is a web page that we're going to be using as a reference, and this is over at developers.google.com/chart interactive docs query language, and this will give you more information about the query language that you can use to query the API, and you can really be specific on what you're selecting. So it's similar to if you've used SQL language, and you can get a lot of information as well about at the SQL tutorials to find out more about making these SQL type requests and getting queries back from the data from your spreadsheets. And they've got some examples here so you can select and group items. They also have a decoder for the query strings here. So if you want to select A, and let's say you only want to select A and B, then this would be the code to select A and B columns. They've got some examples down here as well from the tables that are used within the examples. And then they've got some language clauses here. So select, where, group by, pivot, order by, limit, offset, label, format, options, and from. So you can be really specific as you're making the queries. So let's make an update to where we left off in the last lesson. And I'm going to update this to number 3. And we're still got that request button. And save this as, and then we'll make some updates to the content. And we're not going to be covering what we did in the previous lesson. We're going to be building on what we did in the previous lesson. So we're going to take what we started with the request and connecting to the spreadsheet. So let me refresh this page. And so it's still able to make a selection from the spreadsheet. So right now we're using sheet number 6, the data in sheet number 6, and we're returning all of that data back on the web page. So there's actually going to be 5 columns there, and we might want to specify which columns we want to return back. So we want to have a query value here. So let's construct that and create our query 4. And let's do a separate one, and this will be query 1, and that can just be a string, and then query 4, because we're going to have to encode it. So just as we just did down here, JavaScript actually has a function in order to do the encoding. So we've got the encoding and decoding. So instead of doing a select A and B, which can be our starting query, we want to do the encoding and turn it into this. So turn our string into this format. So we can do that with the encode URI component, and we'll just pass in the value of query 1, or you could do it within one statement. So that's going to make and let us do a selection. And here we're going to need an equal sign. So I'll separate out that request with the equal sign and do a Q4 for the query value of Q4. And let's actually start again by outputting the URL. So whatever we're getting back for the URL version. So I know it is getting fairly long and complicated, so we can take a closer look as we're outputting it to the page. So go back to the page, refresh it because we've changed the code, make the request. So now we're making that request, and this is going to be the endpoint URL that we're making the request to. So if we do a selection of it, it's going to allow us to download the text version of what's being returned here. And this is the text version of what's being returned back. And as you can see, because we're only getting the columns A and B, we're getting only column A and B values being returned. So it's no longer relevant here because we're actually outputting and our styling is doing all 3 columns. So let's make an update to that, and we're going to have to update that to be 50%. Make the request. And so now we've got the response back of these values, and we're returning it back. Let's double check the sheet that we're using. So sheet number 6. And we're returning back the values from A and B. So let's take a closer look at the data that's being returned back. And we've got the data in the columns. So we've got A, B, C, D. We're going to have to update how we're making the request and specifying the query language within the URL. So let's make those updates in our code. And we see that we don't have a value within the label anymore. So let's update this. Instead of label, we'll use the ID. Make the request. So now we get the labels, the A and B. We're still returning back all 4 columns. And this actually is going to need the and% equal when we're doing the request. So that's going to be TQ equals for the request query. And then when we specify that we're requesting the TQ equals, and this is where we can use the query language. So the query language can now be supported, and we can return back the relevant data that we've made the request for. So we only want to see columns A and B, so that's all that we're being returned back here. So we can also be more specific. So in this case, we're selecting the values, and going into the query language, we can see we can do quite a bit more here. So we can select A and B, and then we can also use the where clause. So let's add that in as well. So where, and pick a value here where we've got a value of C is greater than 100. And we'll see what we get returned back here. Let's refresh the page. And so now we're only getting the values of C that are greater than 100 being returned back. So if we look at our values here, we see that C is 100 and it's not equal to 100, so it's greater than 100. So the results that we've got returned back from the sheet are coming from these rows. So row 14, 15, 16, all the way to 20. And these are the values that we've got in these rows. So if we were to do, I'm going to update these to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll do another request. So we'll request the data now, and we see that we've got the updated values. So that way we can be more specific on what we're returning back. We can specify the sheet that we want to use, and we can specify the query that we want to use. Let's go see what additional stuff that we can do. So we can select multiple columns. We can use the where clause. So we can do contains. So if we're looking for a string value. And let's go back to where we've got the sheets. So we're going to check to see if E contains the value of A. So that can be one of the queries. Let's do another query. And we'll use contains. So this time we're going to select A and B where E, and we're going to write contains the string value of A. And I do have single quotes there, so I'm changing these to the template literals to the backticks. So it doesn't throw any errors there. Because we need to wrap the letter that we're looking for. And we see that we're getting back A, B. So let's return back A and E. Make the request again. So we're getting back only the value of E that contains A. So that means that if we have another letter here, and let's update these once again, and so that they have unique ID values. So maybe A can be an ID value as well. And we'll make the request. And now when we go back to the columns, so it's still using the default for A for the label. And it's returning the label values here as A and E. And then there we've got the new one that we updated. So it does contain C. So you can also do the starts with, ends with, matches. So you can use a regular expression for the match, for the like. And then there's also some other additional options that you can do here. And there's some more advanced queries that you can do as well. You can experiment with those. I'll add in one other one where we want to maybe limit it to the first 3 results that are matching the request. So it's going to limit the results to the first 3 results. So the magic happens with the encode URI component. So this is a default JavaScript method that you can use in order to specify the requests to the spreadsheet, and then return back the results from the spreadsheet.